Welcome to Season 2 of Thriving While Black. This season, we're taking you on a journey through the heart of Black communities in Los Angeles and San Bernardino counties. Not just the places on the map, but the ones who hold our history, the ones that raised us. In every neighborhood, there's always a staple, a place where people gather, where stories are told, where culture lives on. A neighborhood church, a family restaurant, a local park, or a home that's seen generations come through its doors. These aren't just buildings, they're places of refuge, spaces of joy, symbols of permanence in a world that too often tries to erase us. But despite gentrification, underfunding, and even climate change, these institutions remain rooted, resilient, and deeply Black. In Season 2, we'll celebrate these community staples, we'll meet the people who've kept them alive, we'll hear the stories that have been passed down, and the dreams still unfolding. Because these places, they are more than landmarks, they're lifelines. Places and symbols of Black permanence. I'm Casey Patterson.
I'm Felicia Jones.
And this is Thriving While Black, the podcast. On today's episode of Thriving While Black, we're joined by Dr. Torie Weiston-Serdan, a trailblazer reshaping what mentoring and youth education looks like. As a former high school teacher and lifelong educator, Dr. Torie has 17 years of teaching and youth programming experience. She is an award-winning leader in the youth mentoring field and is the founder and chief visionary officer of Youth Mentoring Action Network, YMAN, a nonprofit dedicated to building youth power globally through mentoring, education, and wellness. Through YMAN, she has created a movement rooted in equity, love, and the brilliance of young people. Her leadership and YMAN's work are deeply woven into the Black cultural fabric of the Inland Empire, lifting voices, shaping leaders, and leaving a legacy of empowerment. Dr. Torie was gracious enough to give us a tour of the property, and we highly encourage you to take in this episode of Thriving While Black as a visual experience to get the full effect of what Dr. Torie and her team have created at YMAN.
Hey! Welcome to the Youth Power Hub!
Yes! Hey, Dr. Torie, so good to see you. So good to see you. Thank you so much for having us.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Yes. This is so exciting. We've been looking forward to this day.
Listen, I'm so excited that you're here, and the first thing caught my eye were the pomegranates. I'm just going to tell y'all.
Look at this. Tell us what you have. Oh, my goodness.
And I'm going to tell you why, because the abundance of the fruit on this property just represents the whole concept of abundance for the space.
Yeah.
Right? And so when you first walk through the gates, you see garden, you see avocado, persimmon, clementine, pomegranate, fig. So it just automatically just gives you that energy of like, this is the space of abundance and growth.
Yes.
And I love that it's seasonal too. You know, pomegranates and persimmons and figs and avocado are fall fruits. Then you'll get some of the citrus like in early January. So different parts of the space just pop at different times.
So these trees were here when you purchased. And what are these things?
So the young folks put these in. Okay. And these are this is a garden area. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And they care for it.
Yes. Yes. So which is why, especially in the summertime. But in the fall, they'll get in here. I think we just got our new ambassadors. So they'll get in here and clear all this away and plant new plants, and we plant tomatoes and lettuce and chards and just everything.
Well, now you say you got a new ambassador. What's an ambassador?
So our young folks, we have a group of young folks who are like the leaders here, and they help us put on programs for other young folks. So that we always have youth voice. It's never us deciding what young people need. It's always young people at the table saying, well, what about this? What about that? So our youth ambassadors, that's the core group of leaders that are like, y'all, we need this. We need this program. We need this activity. We need this resource.
And how often do those youth ambassadors cycle on and cycle off?
Every year.
Every year?
Yeah,
okay.
So they spend an academic year with us. We pay them for their labor.
Oh, yes.
So they get a stipend. They're working. Yeah, and they do all the things.
And what are their age ranges? When you say youth, what does that encompass?
So we'll serve as young as 12. Our average young person is usually high school age.
Okay.
So somewhere between 14 and 18. But we follow them all through college. We still have young folks coming back that are in college, have graduated from college. Our board members, our former like YMAN alum who graduated from college and are now lawyers and teachers and all kinds of stuff like that.
And working here.
That's the deal.
So walk us around. Tell us about the
Yes.
space. Tell us a little bit about YMAN, how you got started, what goes on here.
So this is a 1-acre estate. Again, we call it the Youth Power Hub. It's completely dedicated to young folks playing, thriving, frolicking, we like to say, dreaming, and resting. And so every space in the area is sort of dedicated to that creativity, to that building power of young folks. Right here we have hammocks.
This is the
Yes,
resting.
this is the resting space. So young folks will be here, listening to their music. One of the things I love is when young folks come here in a group, you'll just see like 2 or 3 of them in the hammock, just hanging out, talking, listening to music, but they love this space. We have other dedicated resting spaces, which I'll show you. We have a wellness room and things like that. But every area has been thoughtfully curated alongside young people, saying this is what we really want. Yes.
And why a house? I mean, you could have done this at a community center.
Yes. I couldn't have, though.
Like most people, Dr. Torie initially envisioned finding the perfect commercial space to be the future home of YMAN. However, when she stepped onto the 1-acre property they now call home, she began to imagine the possibilities of what she could do with the space, and everything began to fall into place in a way that felt destined and ordained.
I did not think of a house.
Okay.
I thought, like everybody else, of a commercial space.
Yeah.
But every time I would look at a commercial space, it was just a box.
Yeah.
And then everything that I would think to do in it, it was just like, how am I gonna get, how do you get hammocks and a commercial space? The vibe is just, the feel is not there. So when this space came, on a corner, 1 acre, completely gated, I was like, oh, y'all, it is over.
I found it.
Yes,
Yeah,
and as soon as we walked in, I could see the garden. I was like, that's gonna be the garden. I could see, I was like,
So
that
the dreaming
garage.
happened when you got here, or did it happen
Immediately.
before?
Well, I knew all the things I wanted in the space, but when I walked in is when I saw them
saw the
in the
possibility
space.
of
I
it,
was like,
yeah.
oh, the garage is gonna be a music studio. I could see it.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it was beautiful. I mean, it just all kind of came together in a really beautiful way. So I want to show y'all the music studio, and I can't even take credit for this. This is my co-founder, partner in life, who has been a longtime music educator, 30 years as a music educator. We came from Etiwanda High School, so we are literally of the IE. Literally of the IE.
Which makes a difference
It
in
does.
the IE.
It does.
Yeah.
And you don't see spaces like this in the IE.
First of all, this is very,
Yes.
this is very Hollywood and Beverly Hills right
And
here.
opens all the way. So this is the one part of a 2-part music studio, and you can see the other side here.
Yeah.
So really, this is, again, the work of Gail. And Gail was like, listen, young folks, especially young artists who don't get a lot of the attention and resources they deserve, need a space, and they need a professional space to be able to do their work. And so this is the live room, houses all the live instruments.
Oh my goodness.
So you can record a full live band in here. Young folks also perform out of here, and we'll set up chairs and tables and things like that, and the young folks will perform here, and folks just hang out and enjoy. It's connected. We didn't want to disrupt some of the attributes of the home. Because this is a historic home. It was built in 1917.
Wow.
It was built by Myron Hunt, who also built Huntington Library.
Yes. Wow. Yes.
Yes.
It's amazing. I didn't know that.
So we wanted to maintain that, and we didn't want to knock out the walls and things like that. So we use technology. The young folks, there's a camera on both sides so they can see each other, they can communicate with each other.
So smart.
And you can take plug mic all the instruments in here and record in there in the engineering room.
And they just finished an album, I hear.
They did.
Yeah.
They dropped a mental health EP. It's called In Between. They did. And then us as elders, we wrote a curriculum to complement their music. So that teachers and youth workers could go through the album with young folks and like unpack all the lessons that the young folks put in.
I love that. I love that.
Nice.
Yes, and I'll show you. So you see these windows through here?
Yeah.
This is the control room.
Look at this.
Okay.
If you come through here, so this is actually, thinking about professional space, this is actually the green room area.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the green room.
So the young folks will hang out in the green room, wait for their access to the studio. We, completely have it all full of snacks and drinks. We ask the young folks, okay, what's your favorite snack?
Give them their rider, huh?
Exactly. Because we try to train them to think like, you're a professional in the industry, so we're going to treat you like that.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
we set this up as a green room, and then
I can see the empowering, like what you mean by the little things that empower.
Yes. Because we want them to feel valued. You know what I mean? And I think the space itself, coming through that gate, again, seeing the abundance, all of it is supposed to be a message to young folks that you deserve these things.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially as we talk about Black and brown young folks who always end up, and that's another thing about commercial spaces, it feels like they just get the leftovers of stuff, Like, oh, I'm getting rid of a couch. And it's not that it's a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? We do what we have to do, but it just always feels like they get the leftovers of things and they don't get like the best of things. Like this was thought out, right? Like we wanted this space to be beautiful for you.
Intentional.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah. So you have to go through the double door in order to access.
Okay, it is,
Listen, it's soundproof.
Yes, it is.
Man, I need
My
to go in here and
goodness.
just yell. Just because. Oh,
Wow,
this is
look at
nice.
this. This is so legit. Look at how beautiful this is,
it.
Dr. Torie.
And we have friends in the industry who helped us,
wanna go
really
sing.
equip these things. This room is Dolby Atmos.
Oh, wow.
So young folks can mix and master in Dolby, which is also help with film. They can edit film in here, podcasting, audio books, voice work.
Wow.
So anything in the industry that young folks really want to get into, they can access the space and
Here.
access the space for free.
And
Right?
when do they come? I mean, after school, on
Mostly
the
after school.
weekends, and the
We are a
evenings?
nighttime place.
Okay. Okay.
Really?
Oh yes. So because in the daytime, young folks are in school.
Yeah.
So they usually get here around 5, and we be trying to kick them out at 10 because they don't want to leave. But we come alive a lot in the evening during the school year, and then in the summertime we do like all kinds of leadership retreats, music camps, things like that. So then the daytime is a little has buzz.
in the
But
summertime,
on the on the weekdays, it's usually evenings.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me a little bit about some of the stories of the young people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like who comes through these doors?
Ooh. Whew. So we primarily serve Black and brown youth. Everyone's welcome. We always say everyone's welcome, but this place is really centered around Black and brown youth. Like we make sure that they're culturally, that they are centered, their language is spoken, the staff reflects them, all of those different things. So culturally relevant curriculum all the way through, right? Young folks, like I said earlier, as young as 12, all the way up to 24, 25. A lot of IE youth, but not all, LA youth, folks from other states, young people from the UK, because we have relationships with folks over there. We're starting to build a really solid relationship with folks in Ghana, so we hope to have Ghanaian youth start coming here as well.
Yes.
Our young folks just got back from Ghana in actually earlier this month, so did some exchange there, spent times with a school, so we're definitely going to have some more Ghanaian folks here. They are young folks, I would say, who just have hopes and dreams. Like, I mean, it's every other, I hate to generalize, but young folks are just, they come here just like looking for love and care and someone to be open with them, right? Local schools send young folks, local organizations send young folks. What I'm most proud of is young folks send young folks.
That's
the best.
Young folks like, hey, we
Yeah.
be going to this space, it's dope, like y'all need to come. So they come one time, next thing I know, they come next week, they bring in 4 or 5 people with them. That's the vibe.
So you don't have any requirements, if you will, for what it means to be served by YMAN?
No.
Yeah. Interesting.
come and
just
and
be a
wanna
young
be with us.
person
Yep.
who wants to be in the
Yep.
space.
The mental health EP was beautiful because this was mostly Black and brown young men just in here talking about feelings, you know, battles with depression, trying to make it. They weren't exclusively boys, but the bulk of them were boys. And so I'm particularly proud of that, especially around the mental health work.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they were just, with their music, able to unpack things in ways that you would not in a traditional therapy. You know, just talking about their fears, anxieties, you know, people please. One song about people pleasing that's really just amazing.
And giving them permission
to do that.
Yeah.
And that's also the beauty of music and arts too, that I think is really helpful for us, is that it kind of takes the masks off and let young people be free in a way that they can't sometimes in traditional spaces.
That's true. That's true. Well, speaking of free, take us out to the open space.
Yes. This is our creators lab. This is just a tough shed. They came, put up in a day, and then all we did was drywall it.
You sure did.
Put in the thick insulation so there's a little bit of soundproof. It's not professional like the studio, but it does a good job. Little Home Depot flooring, and built this, attached it to the wall, and then, you know, Apple came and helped us out, and we put some equipment in here. And so now young folks, set of earphones, they can work out a lot of their ideas. This is where they do like a lot of practice and workshopping, and then they go into the main studio. Gail gives piano lessons out of here. So all kinds of things happen in here. But it's a beautiful space. And again, if you were a small nonprofit like us and you're just looking for like a computer lab or something, it's a tough shed. Tough shed, get some folks in your community, that local electrician and that local, you know, to do a couple little projects, and you are set.
Building YMAN at a residential property required vision, love, and lots of hands-on work. Walls being painted, spaces reshaped, and even the music shed itself, built by the hands of the YMAN community. That work turned a house into a haven, a place alive with creativity and community, where young people could step inside and create, from thinking of a song to writing it, recording it, and even designing its cover art.
This shed was already on the space. And it was a tool shed. This was one of the first spaces that the young folks helped us curate. So we literally just, you know, painted, like took all of the stuff that was in here, painted the, you know, they wanted a place to express, so we put the chalk wall up. We got a lot of this stuff we put on an Amazon wish list, and community just sent us pillows and blankets. And
what a great idea.
Yes, all of the things. We keep coloring books and crayons and socks and journals, aromatherapy. So this is just a wellness room for young folks to just unplug. This is also the most low-tech room, and this is one of the favorite. This is where, when young folks are here, they just be hanging out, just pillows, just on the floor, sprawled out, coloring, talking to each other, listening to music. So it's a beautiful space.
Yes. And I love this artwork on the wall. One of my favorites, I've seen so far on the property. What I appreciate about what you're describing is just giving young people a space to be, and in that being, who they are and their dreams emerge. You know?
That's the thing. That's the thing. And I love that you're calling that out, because people always say, well, you know, what's the strategy? Which, you know, we have all of those things, you know. Where's the education component? Where's this? Sometimes when groups come here, we have to talk them out of their agenda. We're like, y'all got too much agenda. Give the young people some space to breathe and be, because when they have that space, then they're like, oh, you know, I had been thinking about this. You know how it is when we're just so busy, so overwhelmed. There's a problem, the solution is right in front of us, but we're missing it because we're all over the place. We go on vacation, and that third day we're like, oh. That problem I have been trying to solve is like, it's unlocked now because I've been resting. My mind is at ease. I don't feel pressure. I don't feel stress. And so even when we're doing things that are education oriented, we always have the agenda be spaced out so young folks get to hang out, they get to play, they get to just be.
I love that. I love that.
Because I think too often our young folks are just saddled with all the things, you know, and sometimes I get confronted, sometimes from young folks that are like, well, YMAN looks like an organizing space, but it's not really an organizing space. And I was like, because I don't think that, especially young Black and brown folks, that organizing should be their first job. Why is that? Why is that why should our young folks at 12 be organizing? Don't you have other dreams than to be fixing the world for everybody else?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
When did you decide, like, to disrupt that? When did you know there was a need to disrupt that in a nonprofit?
I think, honestly, I think the more young folks kept confronting us with it, because we kept saying, it's not that we are anti-organizing, like we want to support all the things y'all are doing, but this space is not for that. This space is for y'all to rest. This space is for y'all to tap out. This space is for you to build if you want to build something. But it's not a space where you don't need to be fighting here.
And the permission to rest is an important message.
And so I had to start naming that, especially for young folks who had the organizing background. I was like, we got your back 100%, like 10 toes down, but also understand that this space is for our young folks to be able to dream expansively and not be limited. Like I'm sorry, but I don't want your first job to be as an organizer.
Tell us a little bit about you as an educator.
Yes.
How this all comes together. You mentioned that people ask you, where's the education component to all of this? And you have it deep, you know? Tell us a little bit about being an educator.
Yeah. So I was a high school English teacher for nearly 20 years, primarily at Etiwanda High School.
Oh, where you graduated?
I graduated from Claremont High.
From Claremont,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm an IE kid.
Through and
through.
Literally
Born and raised. And then I also I worked at University of Laverne and I worked at Claremont Graduate. So I've taught all the way from 14 to graduate students. So, and I say that to say like deep educational experience on all of those different levels. The bureaucracy of classroom spaces though, even as in my first 5 years as a teacher, just like, you know, you get 180 young folks, you know, about 30, 40 kids a class, 5 classes every year. You pour all you can into them in that year, but the focus is on content and curriculum. They say they want all the other things, but if you're really doing all the other things, you don't have as much time for content and curriculum, right? Relationship building really goes by the wayside. The love and affirmation, I mean, you do the best you can, but with the time that you have, you know, by the time the young folks get in there, they got like 55 minutes. You're trying to actually read some Shakespeare, you know, somebody crying, they just broke up with their boyfriend, somebody, you know, there's just all these different dynamics, because young folks are human, right?
That's right.
And so I just felt really limited in my ability to be with young folks in the way that they really needed. Right? Because I had to be like, I know your boyfriend broke up with you. I'm sorry about that.
But what about Romeo and Juliet?
I need you to read this chapter.
Let's work it out through Romeo and Juliet.
And there's only so much, you know, artistic ways you can sort of navigate that. And then also then you have them freshman year and then you might not see them again. You know, so also the lack of continuity. There were just a lot of different things. Not being able to talk about race, not being able to talk about class. Well, I had the principal. I was in the principal's office all the time.
Okay. I was going to ask you, did you get in?
You were in the principal's office.
All the time. Parents, you know, it's so funny. In my first, I think it was like my 3rd year, everybody who was a freshman English teacher taught To Kill a Mockingbird. We all know that book, right? Because we all learned it. Do you know I had parents say to me, because I was the only Black teacher in the English department for a lot of years, oh, you must be teaching, it's political for you to teach this book. I'm like, first of all, this is the softest book on racism I have ever read. But second of all, you know what I mean? Like, everyone reads this. But these were the kinds of experiences I was having. And I just thought, education shouldn't be like this. This is schooling, right? This is discipline. This is authoritarianism. This is content for content's sake. I wanted depth. You know, I wanted relationship. I wanted to be able to build with young folks long term. I want to see you through 4 years, right? I don't want to just have you your freshman year. And so this space sort of does what I think is the best of that, right? Like, it invites young folks to be in relationship and they learn because you're in relationship, not because you're trying to force Romeo and Juliet. You know what I mean? Now young folks are like taking books off the bookshelf. Oh, did you read this? What is this about? Now, as an English teacher, that's exciting because before I was
Your heart is
forcing you to
leaping.
read.
Your heart is leaping. I know, right?
I was begging you to read, you know, The Crucible, and now you're pulling it off the shelf and going, oh, I think I might be really interested in this. Yeah. And now we can sit by the fire
and chat about
and,
it.
you know, drink some coffee.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe. And I feel like education can be done more deeply in spaces like this. What I hope for is that, especially now, as we're in this space of like things being disrupted, whether we want them to or not, that this is a possibility model for folks. That folks can come here and say, oh, is this what education post-industrial looking schools could look and feel like?
Possibility model.
Exactly.
Yeah. I want to hold that possibility model. You know, I have 2 teenagers. You know, I have a daughter going into 10th grade.
Ooh.
My son just graduated from high school.
Okay.
He's starting to express interest in music. He actually took a harmony class his senior year, which gave him some interest in music. And so now that's sort of where he's trying to lean a little bit more. And I think about spaces like this, you know, and I think about what it would generate in them, you know, as teenagers, to be able to see the possibility model for themselves, you know? Yeah, so I just appreciate how, even as a mother, you're giving me possibility models.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's something about what, for artists especially, just being on, I mean, think about just being here and just being like, oh, I could sit up in the treehouse and write a song. And then I can like record it.
Actually
Do something with it.
Yes.
Take us to the treehouse, because the treehouse is in an avocado tree.
Yes.
Which already makes it my favorite place
Yes.
on the property.
And this is one of those things where it was here. So a lot of these things, like again,
The
biggest
treehouse
capital,
itself?
the treehouse was here.
Oh, I don't think I ever knew that.
The treehouse was here. I'm telling y'all, this was already a playground. This was meant to be.
It was meant for you. It really was meant for you.
So this treehouse is just another contemplation space for young folks. They, you know, the young folks, this is their Instagram spot.
Oh yeah, the green house with the avocado tree.
They like to go up
It's
there.
giving feels.
Yes, do the selfies, you know, sunset mocktails.
Yes. I look, true confession, I did my own selfie up there. I said, if the young people can Instagram, I can do it too.
You can do it too. Yes.
I love it.
And then even the planting, like we've been mindful of planting like California natives.
So these are new plants.
These are plants that we put, this whole back area we put in. Butterfly bush attracts hummingbirds, attracts bees, you know, does all those things. So it becomes like, especially in the summer and spring, like a magical place to sit. You know, you come back here and sit and the butterflies will be all around you and all of those different things.
Yeah, it really is so inviting. You know what's coming up for me is that the word generative, from the physical space to the manufactured space that you all have put together, the programming, the desire and the mission. To me, it's giving generative energy. Yeah. And I just appreciate that young people get to have generative spaces.
Thank you.
Yes.
The story of YMAN is layered with history. In the Inland Empire, properties like this were traditionally built, owned, and passed down within wealthy white families, rarely made available to others. But today, it stands in the hands of a Black-led nonprofit, reimagined as a sanctuary for Black and brown youth to thrive, transforming this home and neighborhood into a living model of possibility, ownership, and legacy for the community it now serves.
Since this property has been in existence, early 1900s, so 1915 is when we have like plans on the wall, this place being converted from a barn to a home. It's only ever been owned by 2 white families since that time. So so first the folks who built it, the Whitney family, and then do you know Molly's Diner in downtown Upland? The owner, she owned this space.
Really?
So she actually purchased this space in 2007, which is when YMAN came to be. and then sold it to us in 2022. So again, literally private families have occupied only 2. And so when people say, like when I tell people I did not know this was gonna happen, like I didn't even think it was possible for this to be on the market. Because this is the kind of wealth that families usually just pass down.
That's right.
You never see this stuff.
The city of Upland has some interesting history. And and being an educator, the school district has there's been a lot of racial tension. So why here? Why did, with all that, how did you see that this could be a place for Black and brown when there's literal challenges with race?
Because I think, one I'll say is that any space that we occupy is going to be political. Period. And the nicer the space is, the more political it's going to be. It's like we were talking about me being in the UK. And folks ask me all the time, like, how can you be as like pro-Black as you are and want to be in a space like the UK? And I'm like, well, if you know the history of Black folks, we built that place. Just like we built this place. I don't feel afraid to occupy any space.
I know.
Because I know my ancestors, like we built all of the Western world. How should I feel like a guest?
You better say that.
How should I feel like a guest?
Say that.
Okay.
So for me, I just really, this space for me, it was beautiful, it was quiet, it was secure, it was all of those things. And I just thought, this is the kind of space, both politically and spiritually, we ought to be occupying. And I love that white folks be coming up and down the street and they just see Black and brown folks coming through here all the time. They need to see that.
Politically and spiritually.
And it's educational for them too, in a lot of ways.
They need to see that. They need to see it.
They do.
Tell us about the kind of events that happen here. You talk a lot about the YMAN programming for the nonprofit, but they're not the only folks who take advantage of the space. So tell us a little bit about that.
Community comes through here. This outdoor space is a space that folks really love. We have a pizza oven, so we can make pizzas. Both the kids and the adults love that. But this space has hosted, retreats. It has hosted workshops and trainings. It has hosted networking events. Folks to put things out on the lawn, and we have food and drinks and music. So because the space is beautiful and it lends itself to pretty much everything, community uses it for when they want pretty things.
You know what?
And we need pretty things.
We need pretty things, and we deserve pretty things. We deserve pretty things.
Yes.
Was that part of the possibility model when you first took ownership, to see it as broader than YMAN, that it could be a space for community?
Absolutely. Yeah. I didn't know how. It took us kind of 3 years to figure out how that would, what that would look like. But we did know that Black folks and brown folks need spaces like this, right? Sometimes, and again, I don't want to sound elitist because that's not my heart, but I think sometimes we limit ourselves to, let's just get this little YMCA hall or whatever. We don't feel like we could step into spaces like this and have our events in places like this. And so I recognize that Black ownership would give folks a key and access to spaces like this that they might not feel they would have access to.
That's right.
If there were white owners.
What I'm hearing you say is that too often we get comfortable asking for what we think we can get instead of what we really need and what we really want. And what I hear you saying is that in the possibility model, of being in this space, that it's also the energy of get what you need and what you want. Like you deserve that as a people. We deserve that as a people.
We have to stop settling.
That's what I hear you saying.
Especially going back to the point is, in terms of that we built it in the first place. Like, I remember as an educator having this whole conversation with a young Black girl in my class when I told her, I'm going rock climbing after this. And she was like, Black folks don't rock climb? And I was like, clearly I'm Black and clearly I rock climb.
So we do.
So we do. But it's conversations like that that remind me of how limited we often, like, when did we let white people have outdoors? And not only that, but look at the history of our adventurers, folks who Matthew Henson gets no credit for his discovery of Antarctica and all of these spaces. Like, we are outdoors. We helped white folks navigate these spaces.
That's right. That's
And
right.
now all of a sudden kayaking and hiking and all those things belong to them? No, we're not going to do it.
Yeah. Yes.
This is the youth lounge.
The youth lounge.
So this is the young folks' house.
Okay.
So especially our regulars, our youth leaders, our ambassadors, any young folk who comes here regularly to do any kind of work with us, like this is their office, this is their space. And this is a guest house. So it has everything. It has kitchen, has bathroom, it has washer and dryer.
Oh, wow.
Heat, its own heat and air.
Oh, wow.
We put charging stations up for the young folks. One of the things I like to also point out is we were gifted this Xbox. It never gets used.
Really?
That is impressive.
Never gets used.
Yeah.
Young
Because there's so
folks-
many other things to stimulate their interest.
And I point it out every time because I'm like, when young folks are here, it's like every once in a while, maybe a new young person who comes here is like, oh, does the Xbox work? But usually it's one of the new kids. Now this right here, we're really proud of. This is our community closet.
Community club.
Yes, and so we stock this all through the year. And I'll tell you, the reason why it's empty now is because when the fires came, we emptied half of it and gave it to young folks.
Yeah.
But we keep clothes,
this,
shoes,
yeah.
Okay,
backpacks,
wait a minute.
toiletries, anything that young folks need, they can come in this closet and they can get it.
And you got, this is, look,
Yes.
tag.
Listen,
Yes.
Stuff. Yeah.
Nike sends us stuff,
Nike,
Jordan sends us stuff, and and sometimes folks give us stuff, and we're even careful about the stuff folks give us,
Yeah.
you know? But young folks can come in here and they can get anything that they need.
Yeah. Speaking of needs, as we sort of finish the tour, this is incredible, Dr. Torie. It really is. It really is. It like I was saying before, it's a space that really inspires hope, you know? So what are your hopes? What are your hopes?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I think honestly, it just goes back to the idea of being a possibility model.
Yeah.
I want folks to see this, and I want folks to think what's possible, not what can I do within the confines of what I have, but like what's possible for us. What could this look like another way?
Yeah.
Because I just always feel like it's not just us being in a box, but it's also that society is constantly telling us. And this is something I learned from young folks. Young folks are always questioning things like, well, why it got to be like that? You're right. Why does it have to be like that? Because we've been doing it that way for 30 years don't mean it's the right way to do it or it's the best way to do it.
We're also being put into a box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just want people to come here and be able to dream and see what's possible. And I want people to be, I want it to tap their radical imagination.
Yeah. Speaking of all this artwork, radical imagination done by young people. Such beauty in the space all around. Decorated, I know, by their own sort of design, you know? So just full of radical possibility all around us.
That's the goal.
So we talked a little bit about moving from what we can get to what we want and what we need. Yeah. So when you think about YMAN, answer that question.
When I think about
YMAN.
Oh.
Answer that question.
what we want.
What do you want and need?
Yes.
I mean, though we lean into this arena of abundance, I do want actual abundance.
Yes.
Say more.
Yes, what I'm constantly reminding folks of is, and what I said to you all earlier about punching above our weight. We did this because we believe that folks need to, not just in entrepreneurship, but just as Black folks in particular, need to kind of step out on faith, right? And build the thing so that other folks can see it and go, oh, okay, that's the thing, right? And so I think what I want first as a leader is to be more supported in that. Because what I notice is that the more this we get, the more people look and be like, oh, you must be good.
You got what you need.
You got, right?
Yeah.
But we also know as Black women, we will build a thing on nothing.
That's right. Say that.
We will build a thing on nothing. And so what I always tell funders is like, look what I did with like minimal money. Now imagine if I had the same investment as some other group,
XYZ,
that has a $15 million budget, a $20 million budget. You would see youth power hubs all over the IE. You would see them all over the country. Like, we will build some things, right? We would be showing people the blueprint. Like, this is how you can get this in Atlanta, or this is how you can get this in this other space. So I think right now, investment, and what I'm trying to sort of convince philanthropy of in particular is investment. They like to use the word innovation, which is cute. I like to use the term radical freedom dreaming.
Yes, I've heard you say that.
I know that it's easy to invest in response right now because everything is on fire and it feels like an emergency, but there's something in me that it's always been here because this is the manifestation of that, but especially now that says, what's going to emerge out of the ashes, right? You've heard me say this before. Like, once all this stuff, after homeboy does, after he do all the damage he gonna do, we need to take time to build things, to try to figure things, the different iterations of things out, right? I think we don't invest enough in our radical freedom dreaming. We're always like, what can we do right now? But it's like, really, what can we build now that might be a model for the next 10 years? And if we don't invest in that, we're gonna get to the end of this and we're gonna look around like, okay, now we gotta start picking up the pieces. And I think we just need to be in more of a little bit more of a daring place. And so I'm like really trying to get philanthropy to invest in that radical freedom dreaming. Don't just invest in the response. I think that's good, but we also got to figure out what's next.
Radical freedom dreaming. One of my radical freedom dreams is around Black permanence. And the language and the possibility of Black permanence. And this space represents permanence.
Yes.
Place as permanence. What does that mean to you?
Ooh. As I hear you say that, it just feels beautiful. It fills me with joy. It makes me think about legacy. That something like this will be here after I'm gone, right? And that in the same way that we talk about the Whitney family and Myron Hunt building this space, that in that history, there's gonna be a story about a black queer woman in particular, seeing this space as a space for young folks and young folks of color in particular. And that's gonna be part of its story. And that is permanence, right? The space itself, but also the stories that will now get told in this space because of how we've changed the trajectory of the space is permanence.
So beautiful. You're making me cry. It's
You
so
took us
beautiful.
there. I feel that.
I feel it. I really do.
And thank you for having
Thank
the
you.
courage to do this. You're giving us permission to dream.
Yeah.
And really to exercise our faith in ways that we've limited ourselves. Thank you for just naming that and saying it. Yeah. These are things that we just want you to tell us off the dome.
Favorite place to eat in the IE?
Oh, damn. Because I like to eat. Okay, right now it's the Quarter.
Okay.
Black owned, downtown Claremont Creole spot.
We were there last night.
Yeah.
The Quarter is bomb.com.
We were there last night.
What'd y'all have though?
I had the red beans and rice.
Okay. Okay. We right there.
We there.
All right. So, I mean, we already know you're a Nike, but is there what's favorite shoe?
Ooh. Okay. I'm not gonna get banned for this, but actually I started off as a New Balance collector.
Wow.
Yeah, you speaking my language.
Wow.
Yeah, I still
really?
I still have a pretty decent collection of New Balances.
Yeah.
Do you wear them though?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I try not to wear them on official
I was
things
gonna say yes. All right.
because Nike and Jordan sponsor us. But oh yeah, I love New. They're comfortable.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I
No
would've
one.
never thought
There are
that.
very few people whose shoe game is as bad as yours. tell you that all
Did
the
you
time.
get the shoes?
Yeah,
Yes.
every time
Okay.
I see you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love it when Black creators do collabs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like I have a pair of New Balances that was with an Inglewood group. It's a collab between this Inglewood group called Brick and New Balance. Bomb, like chunky New Balance shoes, real cute. Hoka got a new collab with a Black creator that I'm about to get.
That's what's
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So you definitely are a sneakerhead all
Yes.
the way.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, favorite place
Okay.
to go dream?
See, that's the UK for me. That's the UK for me. It really is. Just again, it's the green backdrop. It's the open spaces. I feel like in this country we see an open space and we just put stuff there.
Yeah.
we just build them all. We build but I feel like there they just have open spaces where you can just we were talking this time that public footpaths are everywhere. Like you'll just be walking somewhere and there'll be public footpath and it's just through a farm or through a field. And so for me, that's my favorite place to dream, just green open space. With nothing just nothing but possibility in front of me.
Do you cook?
Yes.
What's your go-to?
Ooh. So I'm a red beans and rice girl.
Okay.
So my grandma's from Louisiana.
Okay.
So she
So
taught
you better
me,
get some red beans and rice
my red
together.
beans and rice and cornbread.
Okay. Got it.
It's
Well,
on
we
point.
got so we got our menu. Okay, we got red beans and rice, cornbread, and a fig and olive oil cake.
Look it up.
I say we'll be back.
There you go. I got
right.
you. I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dr.
We
Torie.
appreciate you so much.
Oh my God, I appreciate
Yeah,
this.
I really appreciate you, and I
both.
really
Thank
just
you.
genuinely love you.
Yeah,
I genuinely
likewise.
love you, and I love
We've been homies
what
for a minute.
who and what you
Oh my
represent.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're the real
You're
deal.
a gift.
Yeah, you are a gift.
Want more Thriving While Black? Subscribe to listen to our monthly drops anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. While you wait for the next episode, catch up with season 1, available